Hey guys, welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm your host, Robert Durden, and I've got a report here from The Hill. This is a crazy story, not at all surprising in today's America, and I have a lot to say about it. So basically what's happening right now is in Minneapolis, they are deploying like thousands of National Guard troops to Minneapolis and putting up barriers with razor wire around the police department in preparation for the Derek Chauvin verdict, which is supposed to be in the next couple of days. So the Derek Chauvin trial just ended. The jury is going to be deliberating here, and it depends on how long it actually takes them. It could be any day now. I would say it's going to be pretty quick. And what I think is going to happen is he's probably going to walk, and that scares me. And this is kind of an indicator of sorts that that's what all these U.S. cities are also banking on, because it's not just Minneapolis. They think there's going to be national riots after this, which I think there probably will be. So it's like Atlanta, New York, LA, San Francisco. A lot of these towns are doing the same thing where they're putting up barricades around their police departments. And I don't know if they're getting National Guard troops to other cities, but it's crazy. And so I have a lot to say about this. The first thing is that isn't it crazy that we live in a world where Congress won't pass obvious legislation that needs to defund the police, and instead is just going to push our populace to rioting and then add more funding to police, as if this is something that we did. Like our populace is unruly naturally, like we're not responding to something else. As MLK said, the riot is the language of the unheard, and rather than hearing us, our Congress is just going to give more funding to the police. It's dystopian. And it's crazy. I don't know if you guys knew this. I saw this yesterday on Twitter, and it's true. The United States police has the third highest military budget in the world. The United States has the highest military budget. China's second. And then between China and I think it's India, it might be Russia and then India, but right after China is the United States police force is the highest, or the third highest amount of money as far as military spending, or as far as spending goes towards, armed forces. So it's crazy. We put an inordinate amount of money into our police force rather than just defunding the police and trying to work on things that would keep black and brown people that are unarmed from being killed by these people. So that's the crazy thing, number one. It's not at all surprising. The United States is more dystopian and cartoonish by the day. The other thing I'd like to point out here, guys, is that I'm a little bittersweet towards whatever happens with or bittersweet is not the right word. Whatever happens with the Chauvin trial is going to be bad and good for its own reasons. If he gets second-degree murder, which I want, he will go to prison for a very long time, which is the just thing that should happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think these cities believe that either. I think that he'll walk. Hung jury, probably. And unfortunately, what I think that will cause is rioting across the country, and that's what they're doing this for. Now, I'm bittersweet towards that as well, because if you guys know history, MLK didn't get anything done while he was alive. It was only after he got assassinated that the country started to riot, and then like a week and a half later, the Civil Rights Act was signed. So it wasn't until the elites and Congress actually feared that there was going to be some real repercussions for them that they actually signed something into legislation that would actually help minorities. So no matter what happens here, guys, it's going to be crazy over the next couple of days. I hope he gets second-degree murder, but I doubt it. But what that might be is the spark that ignites the powder keg. Lastly, guys, why do we have such an enormous police budget? If you guys have ever read anything like any dystopian future stories or novels, you understand that in societies like what we have right now, the police don't exist to protect everybody. They exist to protect the wealthy. And as we can see, they don't give a shit about anybody other than the wealthy. So they're called police, but they're not really police, because police don't protect poor minorities the same way they protect white people in gated communities. What they are is they're given the label of police, but they're really more like the armed guard of the elites. But via clever propaganda, we're all convinced that they're out there to protect and serve. Bullshit. Anybody that knows anything about anything can see it with their own eyes that they're not out there to protect and serve black people. So, no, that's not true. They're out there to protect and serve white people. And the white people in this country are the ones with all the money, and they are the ones largely causing all the problems and rigging our legislation and making things worse for everybody else. Now, I'm a very, very poor white person, so I can say that. But anyway, my point is the reason that they have such an enormous budget is because the elites, the bourgeois, they realize that they're going to need it. They're going to need those police officers if they keep playing the games they're playing, because it's going to cause civil unrest. They know what they're doing. So they know in their heart of hearts that they're about to cause riots, and they don't care. They're just going to beef up the police force and run with the narrative that it's somehow the protesters' fault, and that there's so much out of control looting, which is all gaslighting, all fake. Very few people, less than 1% of the people that attended the Black Lives Matter movement last year were looting or breaking things or causing vandalism. Less than 1%. Remember that. So all that the police in this country are really there for is to protect rich, mostly white people. And as we can see, they really don't protect anybody that doesn't have money. So remember, that's the reason that they get all this funding, and that's why when they get more funding in the future, that should be a red flag in your mind going, why are they funding the police so much? Are the elites going to make things that much worse on the poor and put that much extra pressure on people? So I think they know what's coming, and it's just a matter of what causes the spark. And last summer, it was George Floyd's death. I'm a writer. It's only fitting, if I were writing this as a thriller or a horror novel, it's only fitting that Derek Chauvin walking would be the thing that sets the whole house ablaze. And I worry that's what's going to happen. So we're going to find out in the next couple of days, guys. I'm waiting and sweating it. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't even know what I want to happen. Honestly, I don't even know what I want to happen. It's going to be insane. So let's keep an eye on the Chauvin trial. It is not good news that all these cities are battering down the hatches in preparation for riots. Maybe they know something we don't. I think they can just recognize a pattern when they see it, and they know that most police officers don't get any criminal charges or that stick to them. So he's probably going to walk. And they know that with all the recent shootings being in the media, this is going to be beyond anything we saw last summer. It's going to make it look like child's play. And a part of me is excited for it, but I'm also petrified for it. So the elites asked for it. They are adding more money to their police departments because they know eventually they're going to force us into a corner, and we're going to strike back at them, and they're going to need their, royal police force to watch out for all the gated communities. So it's going to be fucking crazy shit coming up here, guys. It's going to be like the purge or something. So we'll see. I don't want that to happen, but I'm a pattern recognizer as well. I think anybody that knows anything about history knows what's coming. So we'll see you guys later. Keep fighting the good fight.